Hey there, welcome back. Here we have question 51. Question 51 belongs to that same first set that I gave you in your Apollo book. Alright, so find question 51 and follow along. Remember that this is a video. You can always pause it, alright? So if I tell you to find something and I go on to do something else really quickly, just pause it before I go on and then do what you have to do and then unpause the video. That's the advantage of having a video. Alright, so read all that with me. Presumably, you've already found question 51. That's part of that group, right? It says, increasing the original price of a ticket by 12% and then increasing the new price by 13% is equivalent to increasing the original price by which of the following? Now, this is a tricky question, and I'll tell you why. Because what do I tell you to do first? I usually tell you to underline words that are important, and you should. But here, some of the words that are in this question resemble math words, but actually they're not math words, because if you were to underline them and then do something with them, that's the equivalent of a math thing, you would get the wrong answer. So you see the word then. So if I say I had $5, then I got $4, and then I got $2, you'd be tempted to add. And if you add 12 and 13, you get 25, and that's definitely the wrong answer. Because we've done problems like this before together, where you have some number, you put it in the bank, you collect interest, and then you start off with a new number. And then the next month, you collect interest again. But this time, you don't collect interest off that first number. You collect interest off that second number. All right? So actually, the quantity changes. This is a similar question. And in fact, if you look back to question 58, remember we did question 58? There was a video for question 58 as well. That's similar to this question, because question 58 said, what is 10% of 7/8 of 160? In that question, it was a two-step multiplication problem. So what that question has in common with this one is they're both two-step questions, right? And like both of them, there's a source. So what's the original source? So it says if you increase the original price, but here they don't tell us the original price. And whenever they don't, we are at liberty to create that original price. So we'll make that number 10, because 10's an easy number and we like working with 10, all right? Never give yourself a super strange number like 7.5. I mean, I don't know why you would do that. So stick with this number. Stick with 10 always. Remember, that's why in the end, the metric system prevailed, because it's based on denominations of 10, and that's very easy to understand for everyone. So let's start with 10. Let's assume it's $10, the original thing. And then what happened to it? It went up. It went up by how much? By 12%. So how do you do that? What do we do now? You go 10 times 12%. What do you do when it's percent? You just go like this, remember? So it's really 10 times 0.12. And what does that give us? It gives us some number. So let's take a look. Let's see. It gives us 120. In this case, it's $1.20. And this is really $10. All right. So the numbers changed. Let's see. 10 plus 120. Aha. So look what it says. Increasing the original price. We have our original price. We decided to make it 10. Of a ticket by 12%. All right, here's 12%. And did we increase it? Yes. And then increasing the new price. Here's the new price. By 13%. So now let's increase this one by, 13%. Which is really the same as what? 0.13. And that's going to give us some new number. And then whatever this is, whatever turns out to be the answer, we have to add to this, right? And then we get our final answer. All right, so let's do it. Let's make some room. Well, we think we have enough room right here. So let's just go 11/20 times 0.13. So we do 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 3. Now put a 0 here as a placeholder and go on. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 0 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 plus 1 is 4. So, did we do this right? 0, 2, 1, 1, 0, 6. Okay, so that's the number that we get, right? No, there's a number missing. This is why you have to line your stuff up right. So we have 1120 times 13 3 times 0, 0. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. That's correct. You added 0 as a placeholder. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. Aha! I forgot another 1. Okay? See? So it makes sense to go back. I knew it didn't work because it can't have the same number of digits as the top number. It doesn't make sense ever in math. So now we count our spaces. Look, we have 1 decimal place here, 1 decimal space there, 1 decimal space here, 1 there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's account for them here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first time we added 120 to get this one. That's our new price. And we're increasing it this time by 13%. What's 13% this time? It's $1.45. So we do 11. Let's see. Oh, you can't see that, can you? No, you can't. So we do, you can't see that either, I think. Let's work here. That might be a bit difficult. Alright. So let's see if we have enough space here. We do 11, 20, plus $1.45. And our new total is $12.65. But where does that leave us? What does that mean? Well, it means that we started off with $10. And what used to cost $10, when it was increased by 12%, and then that new price increased by 13%, goes from being $10 to $11.20 to finally being, when it's increased the second time, $12.65. So $12.65 is our final answer with our arbitrary 10. But what does the arbitrary thing have to do with this? Well, here's what it has to do. Let's pay attention. We went from 10 to 1265. So subtract them. 1265 minus 10. Right? And what does that give us? That gives us 265. 265. Now 265, let's see, what are we doing? Yes. We went from $10 to, in the end, $12.56, which is $2.65 more than $10. Alright? So what percent of an increase is that? Well, you can kind of see the resemblance right here already, right? We have to multiply this number by 10 because you said what percent is that? Percent of what? 10. What percent of 10 is this? Alright? So you just shift this over here. What percent of 10? And this gives us our number here, which matches this one. Now, I know all these numbers are crunched up and we're just beginning to do this. There's a really good chance that once our tech gets better and I get better lighting and a better tripod, we'll do this video again, okay? I promise. But in the meantime, I think you can see it. The most important thing to understand is this, that you started off with a value. In this case, it didn't even tell you the value. It was your job to just invent it. And when you have the freedom to invent the number, always choose 10. 10's a simple number, okay? Unless you have other constraints, like it says an odd number, then obviously you can't choose 10. Okay, so here we chose 10. We increased it by 12%, which gave us a new number. And then we increased that new number by 13%. Alright? And in the end, we had $12.65. That's $12.65. And what was the difference between $10 and $12.65? It was $2.65. And $2.65 is what percent of 10? Well, we know of means times, and 10 is right there. So we multiply it, which makes us shift this decimal point one place to the right because we're increasing it. Remember, when you multiply something by 10, you shift it to the right. When you multiply by 0.10, you shift it to the left. So 2.65 times 10 gives us our final answer right here, which is C. They're expecting to fool you. They think that you are going to do 12 plus 13, which you might have, which would have given you 25, and you would have gotten it wrong. So it's a good thing we're here, that we're together, and that we were able to figure this one out. Alright, again, I'll make another video for this one, and I'm sorry that this video is taking so long. Alright, until next time.